you do when you're surrounded by way too much anger? So last week we were talking about fears. Did you lean down the hill into some of those things that have been scaring you? Well, this week we're talking about a different emotion. So Karen wrote to me saying, I wrote to you on Facebook asking about anger issues and how to eliminate them. So she sent me an email going into a little bit more detail about how it feels when she gets overcome with anger. She's targeted all the time and she hears criticism. She has this short temper and she's really aware that it's unfair. Physically, it manifests as shallow breathing, a knot in my stomach, and I just feel like running away. So Karen, thank you for posting this. I know that anger is something that we all experience. And I actually went on YouTube and did a little bit of my own research to see what is out there when it comes to how do we deal with anger. So there's things that say, keep your mouth shut and just focus on your breath. But the challenge is that when we're feeling the emotion of anger, we can't just put it away, make it go away, pretend it isn't there. And then there's the other extreme of, finding a pillow and just taking all your anger out on it. But what we really need to look at is the fact that anger is a symptom. It's not the problem. So we all experience emotion. Emotion is actually very healthy. We need all of our emotions. We need to get things going sometimes. Sometimes we need a little bit of anger energy to do that. The trouble is when it becomes too much and overwhelming, when we have these emotions stored in our body, even if rationally we know, well, this actually doesn't need me to get this angry, it wasn't actually that big a deal, but we feel it. So today we're going to go deeper. We're going to go below just breathing and keeping your mouth shut or just expressing your anger, and we're going to dig deeper into where it comes from so that we can really start to shift this. When we have anger that tries to take us over, and what then happens is we then have all of the reasons that pop up of why we have it. It's very easy to get lost in that whirlwind of all the story. So when we're in that whirlwind, it's very difficult for us to have any clarity. We may be asking ourselves, what do I need to accept, or how do I articulate my anger in a way that's suitable? So anger does help us find greater clarity and articulate our discernment, but not if we're getting lost in it. So we need to find a way to get connected to ourselves, what is actually happening, so that we can use it as a constructive energy rather than destructive, and find the point without getting lost in the emotion. So ask yourself this question: is this experience taking me closer to myself? And we always have the option that it is. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hand on your heart. So it's there under your sternum and it's moving. So do you notice it moving up or down when you breathe in? Do you remember what the diaphragm is doing? So the heart is resting on the diaphragm. So when you breathe in, does the diaphragm go down or up? Goes down, obviously, because the lungs are expanding. The diaphragm is going down, and that means the heart is also taking a little ride down. And then when you breathe out, the heart is going up a little. So we're going to just imagine that. So you're going to breathe in and the heart goes down a little. And breathe out and it floats up. And you're going to breathe in and it goes down and up. So you're going to keep coming back to that image. Keep staying with that image of the heart just riding on the diaphragm up and down with your breath. So this is actually happening in your body. So this is giving your left brain, your logical mind, something to focus on. It's helping to give it a task. So we're saying, thank you, left brain, let's focus on this. And then as you do this, you're also connecting to what is actually happening in your body. And when you do that, you're being present with a part of yourself. And what happens when you're present with a part of yourself, or all of yourself? When you're present, there's a simplicity and a joy. So by practicing these exercises that are just, let me just be with my anatomy, or be with my heart, or feel what is going on in my body, we're able to recognize we can just observe. So right now we're just observing the heart riding up and down as we breathe. And then you're going to go back and you're going to imagine those stories, the stories that we wanted to observe and shift the emotion from but not get lost in. So you're going to imagine those scenarios again, but while you do, you're just going to focus on your heart going up and down and notice, maybe you notice a knot happen in your stomach again, or that the restriction. So you're just going to breathe with it, and in those moments when the anger comes it's like a big tidal wave, and we feel like we're just going to get lost in it, can we just stay with, okay, I'm just going to stay with my breath and experience it. So you're going to ride the wave of the anger rather than try to push it away or make it, not happen, or rationalize yourself out of it. You're going to be present with something that's happening in your body, which is igniting that joy as you observe the emotion of anger. And as you do that, maybe you will recognize some little sparks of awareness that happen from that situation. So maybe there's something that you can now recognize needs to change, needs some movement. So where can we bring in that movement energy in our life to shift something that maybe isn't any longer serving our connection to being with ourselves? And maybe that is saying something that you need to say. Maybe that is making that decision to put your health first, or to take time to exercise, or to shift your direction, shift your life path, to start to find what that thing is that helps you, or things that help you connect to this feeling. But ultimately, if you can just find that feeling simply by being with yourself, being with a part of your body, being with your breath, but let's be more specific about what that means. Because if we're imagining our breath and our picture of our breath is tight and restricted, or we have an upside down image of what our diaphragm is doing, then we're going to be with that upside down image. So we really need to start fine-tuning, really taking that camera lens and expanding our perception and the resolution that we're viewing things at. So rather than just being with breath or just feeling your anger, we're going to go deeper into that. Literally imagine the whole thing dissolving into more expansion so that you can observe it from that feeling of space. Are you all with me? Can you feel that in your body? Can you feel some kind of tangible change in your body? Now obviously this isn't always going to be easy. We're here to grow and to learn, and so we're going to get challenges that push us into situations where we lose that connection. So our opportunity is instead to, can I still connect to my heart, or feel my feelings, or feel my body, even when this person is saying this thing which my mind says is wrong. So Karen and you The next time there is a situation where you start to feel those feelings of anger, rather than pushing them down or getting lost in the whirlwind of the story that's happening, see if you can just take a moment, whatever you're doing. You don't necessarily need to stop and sit, although it can be really helpful, but just breathe. Breathe with it. Be with the movement of your heart. Can I be with the movement of my heart and feel as this scenario is happening, and allow my body to process, to let go of the anger, of whatever emotions it is. And then from that, what insights do I have where I can support myself more and more? So your inspiration is you, and your action is to be with it. So you're going to be with it. Take this on. Take it this week. Tell me how it feels. I want to know right now. So before you go anywhere, you're going to go to the comments and you're going to write how your body changed. Did you experience a physical change? And then I want you to practice this throughout the week and come back and let me know again. And I would also love to hear your video responses. I know there's a couple of video responses out there. Lydia and Emily and a couple of other people who have told me you've got video responses coming. Come on, you've got to actually post them or else I won't see them. So you can write me a video response, let me know how this feels, and if you have any other suggestions, tools that you can share to help others be able to process anger. So there's lots more we could say about this. That's it for now, and have a beautiful week. Stay warm, stay feeling your body, and the action ship will find you next week. Take care. Bye.